Welcome and bienvenue, welcome. Fremde, étranger, stranger. Glücklich zu sehen, just wie enchanté. Happy to see you, bleibe reste stay.
We open on a mirror, a reflection of the MC as he addresses us directly, putting us with the audience of the Kit Kat Club, a seductive, apolitical nightclub. Set in 1930s Berlin, Cabaret follows Sally Bowles, an aspiring actress working at the club, and Brian Roberts, a British writer finalizing his studies in Berlin. The lives and stories of these characters are backdropped by the rise of the Nazi regime in Germany, which the film uses to critique political apathy. The entirety of the film's musical numbers are diegetic, with the Kit Kat Club as the means for performance. I want to start by discussing the main and least politically aware character, the international sensational
Sensation, Fräulein Sally Bowles!
In Cabaret and Anti-Fascist Aesthetics, Stephen Billetto places Sally in a world where moments of violence do not exist because they are drowned out by her own cries of pleasure and self-involvement. She is a character so focused on her own goals and ambitions that she completely disregards the unsettling and horrific things going on around her. This apathy is shown through disconnections between what we see on screen and what we hear Sally saying. A scene I find particularly daunting follows Max, a regular at the nightclub, Brian, and Sally.
Hey, Max, can we go to the Bristol bar?
Why not?
Oh, wonderful. I'm dying to show off my new coat.
I think I could do with a drink, too. Good. We'll make a night of it. Or why not a weekend?
We see the horror of the Nazi regime. We see the power that has taken hold and the people that are dead because of it. Sally, and everyone else in the car, sees exactly what we see. However, all Sally can talk about is how she can't wait to show off her new coat. This juxtaposition between the visual and auditory experiences emphasizes Sally's disregard and apathy for the political state of Berlin. It also forces us to judge Sally and the others. How can they talk about dressing up and drinking when they're looking directly at a dead body on the street? But we as the audience also get so involved in these characters' lives that we must be reminded about what is going on. By way of making us uncomfortable, the film can capture the general sentiment of German citizens at the time, which caused Hitler to come into power. As Arlene Rhoda put it in Cabaret, utilizing the film medium to create a unique adaptation, such juxtapositions convey the idea that the people of Berlin refuse to hear the truth of what is really happening in their society. This brings me to the MC, who is arguably an avatar of the decadence that allowed Nazism to foster. Joel Grey, who originated the role of the MC and played him in the film, described the MC as the Kit Kat Club's master of distraction, keeping Berlin mesmerized while Nazism slipped in through the back door. He introduces us to the Kit Kat Club, telling the audience to
Leave your troubles outside!
Arlene Rhoda writes that a contrast is hereby drawn between the outside world and the cabaret, as the shots jump between the two, thus establishing a dichotomy from the very beginning. By telling the audience to leave your troubles outside, the MC is giving you an excuse to forget about the world around them and implies that, no matter your political views, the Kit Kat Club is the place for you. However, when the Kit Kat Club is welcome and open to all, regardless of political views, certain groups inadvertently get pushed out. This dichotomy is captured most obviously in the scene that centers the MC performing with a smile on his face, juxtaposed by a man getting beat up by Nazis. This moment can be described perfectly by Stephen E. Bowles when he writes, "Beneath the surface veneer of glamour is a society eroding from within," in Cabaret in Nashville, the musical as social comment. The sounds of clapping from the performance directly tie to the sounds of slapping and punching from the fight. The only thing discerning the two are the visuals. Steve Billetto describes it as an example of stylized violence cross-cut with actual violence, so the critique concerns the ways in which style can mask violence. This creates an unsettling and uncomfortable watch for the viewer, which is the film's intention as the Nazis are gaining more and more power. We can distract ourselves for a few hours with performance and show, but once we go back outside, we have to face reality.
The sun on the meadow is summery warm. The stag in the forest runs free.
I feel like it's hard to talk about the sound in Cabaret without at least mentioning Tomorrow Belongs to Me. We see and hear a boy singing lyrics that seemingly have nothing to do with politics. However, as the camera continues to pan down, we see that the singer is part of the Hitler Youth. The scene builds as people stand up and sing along with the boy, aside from our protagonist and one old man. It's shocking and horrifying to watch these people come together in the name of hatred. As the singing continues, the seemingly apolitical lyrics become a reminder that the Nazis are fighting to be one. Individuality is lost, as represented by the chorus of singers, and the Nazi regime is on the rise. Stephen Buletto writes that the aesthetic space becomes a political space in the moment when the crowd begins to join in as one voice, and the fantasy of sublime identification of the individual with the community is enacted. Even without its musical numbers, Cabaret stands strong sonically, but I wish I had more time to delve into lyrics and performances. The film calls the audience to act, and not be a bystander, because if we stay silent, history is bound to repeat itself.
It'll all work out. It's only politics. And what has that got to do with us?